What's up everybody, Richard here. I've got about 6 minutes before I need to leave the house to drive to the golf course and go and play golf. I had a little spark in my mind about a video idea just now, so I've been doing, the odd thought of the week. I did want to do them every single week, but I was just finding that my thoughts were quite a lot of the time rambling. So yeah, I'm going to do a thought of the week video today, and it is on the value of your time. So let's say you're employed or self-employed, just to make this easy and give us something to compare it to. The technical value of your time, I guess, is whatever you get paid per hour or whatever you charge per hour. So if you are a lawyer who works for your own practice and you charge yourself out at £300 an hour, I guess that's your value per hour. If you're someone who's like me when I was an apprentice and I got paid £6 an hour, your value is £6 an hour, right? This is mostly going out to the entrepreneurial people, but you can also be an employed person with an entrepreneurial mind that hasn't quite got to the point of crossing over into your own venture yet. So I talk about this a lot, is like, what is actually worth my time? People try and do a lot of things to cut prices when they don't actually realise that if they think about how much their time is worth, they're actually costing themselves more money. So let me explain that just now. So let's make it a super simple one that I can use for myself. So I'm a qualified electrician. Let's say I go and buy a flat across the road and that house needs a full rewire. That full rewire with me and one person helping me is going to take 5 days, right? So I do that rewire on my own, and that rewire would have cost me, £2,000 if I had chose to pay for it. So people go, nice, you saved yourself £2,000 in that week. Now let me think about that. So that's me spending 5 days, in that house, working from 8 probably till about 6 at night, not really able to be on my phone, just smashing away, getting stuff done, and generally a hard graft, which obviously I'm not scared of. But what could I have done in that week with those hours and that time that would have helped my business actually expand more as opposed to saving? We're also stuck in the mindset of contracting. People go, oh, I want to get like this new thing that's going to cost X amount of money per month. What can I cut down to then get that thing? Whereas I'm more of a believer in what can I actually earn more of to bring more money in to get that thing, so I don't have to sacrifice anything else. So in that week, let's say I was doing 10-hour shifts every day, 5 days, that's 50 hours. So that's 10 hours more than an average working week. What could I have done in that week that would have allowed me to go out and do something worth more than £2,000? So I could go and onboard a new investor whose funds are going to be used on projects and bring me more than £2,000 per year for the duration of their agreement. I could go out and find a new deal to invest in. You go out and make a new contact. There's going to be someone who passes me £15,000 of business a year. I could have went to an event for 3 or 4 days and invested a little bit in myself, done a bit of self-development. I could have went away and fucking done an intense fitness fucking thing, there's like Kokoro stuff and Pure X. There's so many different things you can do, right? So I understand why people would want to go, oh, I can do the painting myself. I mean, I could pretty much do a full house myself, right? Minus plumbing and gas, because I don't like touching jobbies or gas because that explodes, right? But I could pretty much do a full house myself. But why would I, right? I know some people that love doing it, and if you enjoy doing it, cool. I just have a mindset where I'm constantly trying to reach that next level, and I don't think that doing stuff like that is gonna help me get to that next level. This is also why, and people think I'm crazy for doing this, like if you live in Glasgow city centre, right, you know how hard it is to get parked in there. It's like impossible, and the parking for like an hour's like £8 and all that kind of stuff, right? So like I live just outside the city centre, but I drive in quite often. My car, I can't get in multi-storey car parks, they're just too steep, the front just scrapes off, right? So when I drive into town, I'll just park on single yellow lines or park in a loading bay. I never park in disabled bays or in front of people's like garages or anything like that. I just park in places where I know I will get a ticket. If I get that ticket, cost me 30 quid, right? I go home and I pay it straight away. But imagine this, right? If I would value myself at X per hour in my business, right? Because I'm constantly doing stuff, I'm constantly working, I'm constantly making stuff happen. I am an essential part of that business at the moment. So I can't spend, 40 minutes looking for a parking space to then get out and go and do something for an hour, to then walk back to my car and get in, and then it takes up 2 hours, when I could literally go in, park in a loading bay, it takes me 2 minutes, go and do it, and I've saved myself an hour of time. That is worth more than 30 quid. 30 quid times 5 to me, probably. So that's just another example of where I think, I can do stuff to, instead of save, money, I can save time and use my time elsewhere. If you think about your business just now, let's say you do some form of catering, or you're in a business where you provide delivery of services, and every day, you know, you're going to whatever place. Let's say you do custom Costco cakes, right? That's the thing just now, loads of people doing. You go, you pick up the cakes, you bring them home, you design the cakes, you get back in your car, you go and drop them off to someone. Now people might go, but if I'm paying someone to drop them off, they might want like, I don't know, X amount per hour and then £1 for every drop off. I know that sounds very little, but that's generally what takeaways do, there or thereabouts. You might think that's so stupid, because if that person needs to do 3 hours of delivery in a night, and they do 20 deliveries, that's 20 quid plus £10 an hour. I've just lost 50 quid. But how many more cakes could you do in that time? How much more time could you spend on marketing, posting in Facebook groups, you know, drumming up that business? Not even paid marketing, but just drumming up interest. That time could be so much better used in other parts of your business. This is what I try and say to people, is like, it's about working on your business sometimes and not always in your business. My goal is to eventually just be, not out of my business completely, but just able to advise and just be like a director on the board. That's what I want to do, and I'm not going to do that by doing everything myself. We've got assistants, we've got other members of staff. We're slowly automating everything, and that's something that I think every business owner can take something from. I hate, you know, saying super cliche stuff, but it does come back to the whole work smarter. Well, people would say work smarter, not harder. I would say work smarter and harder, because that will just help you on both fronts. If you're a hard worker and you're working smart, and you can put your hard work into areas where it's going to monetize far more than putting your hard work and time into areas just to save a little bit of money. Think about expansion, not contraction. Obviously there's sometimes where you need to like cut a cost, or I mean, you don't need to keep costs for the sake of keeping them. If something's not of use to you anymore, you can cut that cost and move on. But I want you to think about expanding your business as opposed to contracting it. Put your time into areas that's going to give you the most money, and you know what, let professionals, regardless of their cost, go and do the other areas. We have, you know, marketing guys that run our ads, digital media experts that build our websites, we have animations experts that build campaigns for us. Like, I do everything that I know I'm good at, which is talking to people on the phone, building relationships, and you know, basically selling, really. So stick to what you're good at, put your time into what you're good at, outsource everything else to other people. You might see your profit take a hit for the first little bit, and that's why I think it's important that you don't rip your money out your business every month, because you get so used to having that money. I've been there and I've done it. So yeah, you might take a little bit of hit on profit for those first couple of months, but see, getting other people to do that stuff so you can really laser beam your focus into stuff, it's absolutely fantastic. And what it also does is give you more time to, you know, spend with your kids, your wife, your husband, whoever, you know what I mean? I can choose to go and play a game of golf because I don't need to be doing X, Y, Z. So yeah, in my opinion, value your time more, put your time into other areas. Have a good weekend, everyone. Thank you very much for watching this video. Leave any feedback below, and I'll catch up with you in the new week. Peace.